Viewers may remember from the Bend Rescue video a few months ago, this MacIntosh IIfx, which mysteriously just says 2X on the front, I don't know why, that I acquired in that rescue. Now, my recollection is that the original owner, when he gave this to me, told me that it wasn't working. A lot of the computers that we got in that rescue were not completely working. He was pretty sure, though, that the problem with this computer was a bad power supply. Now, repairing power supplies rates very, very low on my list of favorite things. So fixing this computer, and I really want to get this, I really, really want to get this particular computer working, but it's kind of been perpetually at the back of the queue ever since. However, a couple of weeks ago, a local friend of the channel made this donation of some random unopened box of Apple he didn't know what. But there's some clues on the outside of this box, and I have a feeling it's going to be pretty useful when I do get around to fixing this. So let's unbox this thing for the first time in 30 years, and let's take a look inside.
Tales of Weird Stuff presents MacIntosh IIfx Mystery Box.
Normally, I wouldn't show a mailing label on camera, but this is for a business, and it's 28 years old, so I'm not so worried about it. I also thought it was kind of cool. I looked this business up, and apparently this is still a business at that address in Portland, Oregon, and that, I think that's really cool. that impressed me a lot. Just, you know, how many businesses last 28 years? I mean, not very many. But the label is a giveaway to what's inside. Power supply, Mac IIfx. And there's also an Apple label on the side here and one on this side, but it's hard to tip this up and be able to get the camera to focus on it because the camera is pretty close here. Now, and the other side is nothing interesting. Now, I really want to preserve this, and it goes right across the seam here, so I'm going to open this from the bottom so that I can try to open it without damaging this original label, just because, I mean, for a nondescript white box, this makes it cool. So let's go ahead and turn this over, and hopefully it won't be difficult to get it out of this side. Sometimes things are packed. All right, so that's already broken. Things are packed in such a way so that you kind of have to open them from one side or the other. Whoops. Okay. Wow, look at that. This is the first time this has seen light in 28 years. There it is with the giant connector. All right, how often do you see a 28-year-old computer fan with not a single speck of dust in it? I'm gonna zoom in on that. All right, here we are, zoomed in and focused, because that's a feature on that fan. Look at that! Look how beautiful and clean that is. You may never see another 28-year-old computer fan that clean. And let's see, so the usual plain old Apple warnings and labels and whatnot. Part number, serial number. I mean, I don't know how much there is to say about a beautiful, clean power supply. All right, let's see if I can get it to zoom out and also stay focused. All right, that it appears to do. Okay. So yeah, the ends with the cord input and the pass-through. the other side. So just kind of peeking through. All of the giant capacitors look fine. They are sort of the annoying ones that they goop together. Let's see if I can zoom back in and see the goopy capacitors. The ones up here where they basically like hot glue them together. I've never understood why they do that. I don't know if it's just because it's like these two are basically hot glued together. And I don't know if it's just because they're so tall and they want to give them some extra stability against wobble. I don't know. But it is a huge hassle when you do eventually have to replace those capacitors. And I think sometimes some of the goop that they use can be corrosive and cause problems. I'm sure that I've seen repair videos on other channels where people have had to deal with that kind of stuff. But other than that, it's a brand new, shiny, beautiful power supply. So hopefully all that I will need to do is install this in that other Mac, which I don't know where I set it down. It's somewhere off camera. And that will magically get it working, and I'll be able to do some cool stuff with that 2FX, because that is a very cool computer. There is some neat things about that. They did some weird stuff just to make it 2 or 3% faster, like you do. Anyway, I will probably post some additional pictures of some things on Instagram and Twitter, so be sure to follow me there. If you enjoyed this video and want to see the follow-up when I actually fix that computer, subscribe to the channel. Please, if you enjoyed this video, remember to like it. And until next time, try to remember the good stuff.